Good morning, it's Rebecca at Olathe Home Decor, also known as the Fabulous Fern, talking to you today about falling up your mantle. I put it out there and everyone said it was not too early, and we are getting fall in every day. We get a little bit more in, and just to let you know, it's such a strange year this year, as you know. So we are going to have very limited quantities of our product. So if you see something you like, I beg you to get it, or not get angry with me if we don't have it or sold out of it. It's just going to be a very quick season. Unfortunately, a lot of our vendors aren't able to get their product in on time this year. So bear with us. But today I want to show you how to decorate your mantle for fall and or Christmas. I'm going to try to make something that's pretty transitional and show you how easy it is without putting holes in your mantle. If your husband's like mine, he likes his wood without holes. So show you how to do that. Also want to shout out to JJ. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Looking forward to having a drink with you later. And have everyone having a happy day, I hope. I know we're in that moment where we're not sure how fall is going to play out. I anticipate that we'll all be home a lot, so it is a great year to grab your decor that you haven't brought out for a couple of years and freshen it up. So we'll get started. I want to tell you that I first start with command hooks. So these are just, you can get them almost anywhere, and I like to get the ones with a silver hook, okay? And the reason being is that it has a little hole in it that you can use pipe cleaner, or if you're new to the lingo, it's chenille ties, which allows us to hook on to the mantle our garland that we're going to use. So if you see this, and then Christina's kind enough to man the camera for me, so she's behind the scenes. Please say hi if you join us. So I put them so that the hook is out toward the room, and it allows things from sliding off the edge. And I place them, I'm using 6 in today's scenario. I've got 4 up front and 2 in the back, okay? And then the chenille ties come in different colors. For fall, I'm going to use the beige ones. And then I'm just going to, once these are hooked down, lace it through, and then we'll cut off the excess, okay? All right, the first element I'm going to use is grapevine. We have gotten our grapevine in. I think we only got, Christina, am I right, about 2 dozen this year? Mm-hmm. So it comes in a roll like this. It is loose, 30 feet long grapevine, and it will hold its shape. But I will tell you, if you take it outside and just spray it with some water, it allows it to be a little bit more malleable and shape it into whatever form you want. I use this a lot to make large wreaths, and I'll coil it upon itself. But in today's scenario, I already took one out and I got it wet, and then I took and folded it upon itself. So I took it 15 feet one way and then looped it back upon itself the other way. So we're going to use a 15-foot length of this, again 30 feet folded over itself after I had got it wet, and I went ahead and did that because that takes a little bit longer time than what you want to see me do. So here is what we're working with today, and again, that you can see that ends loop right here. And I love asymmetry, especially in a mantle, so I'm going to decorate this asymmetrically. Of course, you can do it symmetrically at home. This vine is a little unpredictable, which I love as well. It gives a lot of structure and architecture to your mantle. So asymmetry for me is the way I prefer. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to want to hang down more on the left. So I'm going to take this loop, and I'm going to start that over here. And I'm going to use those chenille ties and see, you can just kind of form it into the architecture you want. I'm going to take the chenille tie and wrap it right there, and then take my clips and clip off the excess. And I already pre-wrapped some of these. Okay. And just like a bread tie, bread ties will also work if you have any of those. I do like the chenille ties because they are a soft texture to play with, and they kind of, you can get the colors that kind of blend in versus being a bright white. And so this will hold our structure into place. And I do like some height on my mantle. I went ahead and had my vase full of dandelions up here. And then I'm going to add a couple of trees. And I'm doing this now because it gets a little more complicated when we add the next step of greenery. So for height, and I don't think we have very many of these trees, so if you do like them, let me know. And again, everything I have up here so far, I would keep through Christmas, even the grapevine. Okay, so this is our next piece of garland. I think we only have about a dozen of these. You can use any kind of fall leaf garland. I like this one. I like the green because I can contrast it with my orange. And it also could go out, you know, late summer all the way through fall. And I'm only going to use 2 of these, and we're going to make it look like it goes all the way across. And I'm not securing these down. I'm going to let all of that grapevine that's hinged on there, already hooked on, do all the work. So this vine has already these faux sticks in there, and I can literally tangle them in with the grapevine so they hold shape. So do you have any questions so far? And if you're catching this not live, if you type down those questions down in the comments, I'm happy to answer them. And then these leaves are all wired, so you can face them out so you don't see the back side. And I'm going to let the grapevine carry down just a bit further on the end, just to give a little bit more length. And then I have one more. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to add is a few pumpkins. I'll start with my biggest pumpkin. And I think pumpkins are so cute. I have a pumpkin addiction. You will see many different styles here this year, hopefully when they show up. And I like to put them up on edge because I think the prettiest part of the pumpkin is that top part. So I will use that grapevine to kind of use it as an easel and pop that up in the air. And then I'll use this one on this other side. And then I want some contrast around my pumpkin, so I grabbed this pepperberry fern. I love it. It's variegated in color, and so it's got greens and the little hints of mustard along with that rust color. And I'm going to just pop these in around the pumpkins only. I've got 3 more. I might just use 2 over here. Now, instead, for the holiday time, I would leave the grapevine, and instead of using this leaf garland, I would use a long needle pine and still get the same kind of height. You do need to be aware on your mantle, if this is an operable fireplace, I want you to take just clip a little piece of greenery off and hang it here and make sure it's not getting so hot that it singes it. Some of your wood burning fireplaces, you need to make sure that everything is clear from that heat rising. On the artificial ones, you can get away with a little bit more with the tempered glass in front, and there's a vents at the back. So just make sure that you're not getting so hot that your product is getting singed. Okay? All right, so the next thing I want to talk about are these battery operated lights. This is one of my favorite light products that we have. This is 180 lights. They are super long, 20 feet long, and they have 3 AA batteries, and they'll work. Gosh, I think last year we were doing 3 weeks with these before changing up the battery. They have a remote control with them, so if they're up high, they can be used at a distance, and they have multiple functions to them. So I like for the fall holiday, I just like solid on. If you're doing a haunted theme, like a Halloween theme, you can definitely do the strobe. It just gives me a headache after a while. So, okay. And then with the remote control, you just want to make sure that the receiver is where it can be received. So I usually tuck that behind a leaf. And it has a little hook on it too, so you can actually hook it onto that vine as well. And this one is so easy. The way that it's snaked, you can literally hide it in with the grapevine. By the way, my husband Bob and Donnie built this little studio corner for me. I really appreciate it, guys. It's helped a ton. We can then do these videos without losing the focus for what's going on in the showroom. And then I will run through some of these functions so you can see what all this does. Alright, so I have it on solid on right now. It does have, this is off, and there's a twinkle, a steady flashing. This one's fun too. I do like the slow glow, and it just gently moves. It gives some movement, but not overwhelming. Okay, this is the one I was talking about for Halloween. Can be fun, but a little overwhelming if you have strobing effects. This is just a slow fade. Again, it doesn't move, it's just off and on. That one's too stroby. Okay, and then solid on, which is my preference. All of those functions are available on the remote control it comes with. You can also make them brighter or dimmer, depending on what your preferences are. And then a timer mode, which is nice when you have batteries so you're not wasting. So right at dusk, go ahead and turn them on. 5 hours later, they'll turn themselves off and then come back on tomorrow. Okay, so this is our mantle. I'm going to go ahead and just dress up the bottom with some poofs. Love these poofs. Just got these in beautiful colors. And I don't know if you guys saw the cat pillow. I don't think we have very many left, but he's my favorite thing right now in the showroom. He's got a soft little fluffy cat and then a cat tail. Just gonna put him right here. And then wreath. I use a lot of wreaths as the big giant candle ring. So I just got a wreath the same color as the garland above. And I'm gonna kind of bend it up and lead it. And then put my fun shaped board right in. And that's my mantle. Do you have any questions? Anybody? Is it too early for fall? Are you thinking about it? Well, if you guys want to come in, I'm always helpful. I'm always willing to help you with your mantle. I just require that you bring me a picture of what's going on in the room and some measurements. I'd love to know how deep the mantle is that we're working with, the width, do I have an outlet access or not, and then get me some measurements of the height that I'm working with. And that way we can help you figure out something fun to do for your mantle. I hope this was helpful. please come see us. I know Santa Fe is hard to get through right now, but if you come down Kansas City Road or come from the west side of Olathe, you can get to us. We are here Monday through Friday from 10 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 4. And we look forward to seeing you, and we really appreciate your support this year especially. Someone's asking about the clock, you said? Okay, so the clock is 48 inches wide, and it's $260. And does operate. All right. And sometimes we do have clocks that don't operate, they're just decorative, but this one is an operable, one AA. Any other questions? All right, if you have questions after the live feed, please don't hesitate to post them below, and Christina or I will get back with you. I, again, appreciate your support, appreciate shares and likes as it helps us survive. Thank you. Have a great day.